What's up, y'all? It's Journey with Jess, and I'm back with another video. And today we are meal prepping.
Oh my god! Wow!
Yes, meal prepping. And if you know me, you would say, meal prepping, girl, you don't even like food out the refrigerator. What are we talking about? What are we doing here? So I'm gonna try to orient this meal prep in a way that I think is gonna work for me. And if you're a person like me and you don't like eating food out the refrigerator, you just have a hard time eating leftovers and things like that, we're gonna see how this week works, because my goal is to meal prep 2 to 3 meals ish, and to have those 2 to 3 meals last me the whole week. So each meal will last me about 2 days, and I think that's gonna work well for me. I've picked foods where I'm okay with eating it out the refrigerator. I've also picked foods where I can add more cooked items to it, so it won't be so much like heat it up in the microwave eat type of thing, because that's just something that has always been very, very difficult for me. But with that, it is becoming necessary for me to start doing some type of meal prep for a few reasons. The first reason is my lifestyle. I'm always on the go, always on the move, always have something to do. Very much always on the go.
Booked and busy, honey. That's right. I'm booked and busy.
So having readily available meals that are healthy, hit all the nutrient intake that I'm trying to get in for the week, and also I like and that are tasty, is difficult, because I find myself eating at 10, 11, even sometimes midnight before I even get to dinner. That's how crazy and how busy my life is. And sometimes I just procrastinate, if we're gonna be honest. So I just think that the way that my life is going and my lifestyle is definitely needing a change. And with that, I also want to be more intentional with what I'm eating. And I find, like I said, that if I'm eating at 11 or 12 o'clock at night, I'm generally going to throw some vegan chicken nuggets and some french fries in the air fryer and call it a day. Or I'm going to go to Kava, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, quick and ready meals. One, either I got to pay for, and two, not so healthy. And two, I just want to be more intentional with the food I eat. So as you can see on my channel, I do a lot of working out, a lot of activity and exercise, but I'm not one of those like, I gotta get 1,700 calories and I gotta eat 500 grams of this and 33 grams. I'm not that girl. But I do want to up my intake of fiber, of protein, and kind of lessen my carb intake, because I definitely will grab a bag of chips and eat that for dinner as well. So that's another thing that I'm really trying to work on, is making sure that I'm hitting all the macronutrients that I need. And I'm not necessarily tracking how much I'm getting out of each meal, but I know that the meals are protein, fiber, and even healthy fat loaded. So I've been on this whole new trying to formulate the perfect morning routine, and part of that is breakfast. And from my understanding, the best thing you can break your fast with is fruits and warm liquids. So teas, not so much coffee, mostly just teas, warm water and lemon, things like that. So I've been really trying to work on that. But with that, I think I also want to make those more easily accessible, and so I'm going to be working on that as well, not only doing dinner meal preps but also breakfast meal preps. And so we'll get the best of both worlds with that. And last but not least, I kind of mentioned it before, I really want to start limiting my spending on food. Like, if there's one thing I'm gonna do is spend money on food. I could say, oh dang, I don't want to spend $35 on this light bill, but have no problem spending $45 on dinner at Arigato. Like, it's kind of crazy. So I'm actually trying to work on my spending and my budgeting and those things as well, and food plays a big part in that for me. Just making sure that I have food to eat, so that way I don't feel like I gotta run to Cava at 10 o'clock at night because I don't feel like cooking, or I don't have food to cook, or the food that I do want to cook is gonna take me longer than I have, you know what I'm saying? Those are really the reasons why I'm attempting to switch over to the meal prep lifestyle. We'll see if I turn into a meal prep girly by the end of this. But yeah. So with that being said, I went to the grocery store. So I spent $55.73 on everything that I bought, give or take that, because some of the ingredients in these meals I already had, and I would venture to say some of these ingredients you'll already have. So give or take $55 to $60 for breakfast and lunch for 6 days. So yeah. With that being said, let's get into the food.
So first we're going to get started with some breakfast, and my favorite way to start my day is with some type of fruit. And I find that, cutting fruit, washing the fruit, all the good stuff that you have to do before you can actually eat it, it just takes too long for me in the morning. So I've decided that we're going to make these little fruit bowls, and they'll be an easy way to just grab and go for something easy for breakfast. The fruits I chose for this week are cantaloupe, pomegranate, raspberries, and blueberries. So obviously I had to cut up the cantaloupe, and I'm going to separate the seeds within the pomegranate. For the blueberries and the raspberries, I don't obviously have to cut anything, but I did wash them. I want you guys to know that I did wash my fruit before I decided to put them in these mason jars, as you'll see. And that was really it. All I had to do was chop up the fruit, wash it, and then I just threw it in these mason jars. And then for me, I like to add a little bit of extra fiber, so I added some soaked chia seeds, and that was it. And if you don't like chia seeds or the texture kind of throws you off, this is obviously something you can omit. But like I said, it's a great way to get in some added fiber in the morning. And like I said, I really love to start my day with fruit, but not always just with fresh fruit. So sometimes I like to make myself a smoothie, and I also find that having to get all the ingredients out, having to find all the things that I want to put in the smoothie, it's just a lot in the morning. And so I just made these smoothie packs, and if you know me, you know that I'm almost always running late. So these smoothie packs have definitely been a quick time saver, so that way I can have something quick, healthy, and easy on the go for breakfast. Now it's time for lunch/dinner, and so we're starting off with this quinoa salad. I just used some of the homemade veggie broth that I had left over in my freezer and threw some quinoa in there. And while that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get started chopping up the veggies for the salad. I was doing a little damage control with the cabbage because I got it from Walmart, and we all know Walmart produce is iffy. So I was doing a little damage control, but here we are just chopping it up and getting it ready to put into the salad. And as most of the meals I make, this meal was definitely inspired by a recipe I saw on TikTok, but I definitely added my own little spin, my own little twist to it. You can really add whatever vegetables that you like, as long as you like them raw, because we're not going to be cooking the vegetables at all. The only cooked thing in this recipe is the quinoa. Now moving on to the dressing, to a little bit of water, we're just going to add peanut butter. You can use soy sauce, but I use liquid aminos. I also use some hot honey. You could also just use regular honey or agave or maple syrup. Some garlic is thrown in there, as well as some grapeseed oil. Sesame oil or any other oil that's pretty mild in flavor will also do. So now we just assemble the salad. Everything that we chopped up, we're going to throw that in there with the quinoa. I also added some shredded carrots as well as some cashews. I think next time I'll definitely wait until the quinoa cools down a bit, because it did, I wouldn't say it cooked the veggies, but it definitely altered the texture a bit. But overall, I really enjoyed this salad. Next time I will definitely scale down a bit, because I made a lot more than I thought it would, which is why you'll only see 2 recipes in this video. I planned on making 3, but when I saw how much quinoa salad I made, I was like, yeah, no, that's a lot of food for one person for a week. So I did just eat the salad for most of the days as it was on its own, but instead of using the salmon as I had thought I would for another meal idea, I just decided to pair it with this salad. One of my favorite cuisines is Asian food, and so I really felt like I embodied that type of flavor with this meal. With the soy and garlic marinade and with the peanut sauce on the salad, I just really loved how this meal came together. It was definitely one of my favorites of the week. Within meal prepping, I'm trying to save a coin here, and I'm trying to be very cost effective while also having healthy meals. So I need to incorporate things that are good on a budget and that won't cost me a lot of money to make, and this is one of those meals. This Moroccan style dish was actually sent to me via Instagram by one of my friends because she knows I love to cook vegetarian food, and so she sent it to me and I tried it out. Y'all, this is one of the best dips I've ever made. It first starts with blanching and peeling your tomatoes, and then just chopping up some eggplant, throwing it into a pot, adding the blanched tomatoes, and then adding some tomato paste, and then seasonings of your choice. For me, I just added some chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, and cumin. And the only thing left to do is let it cook down until it turns into a dip-like consistency, and then you're done. I like to pair mine with some type of dipping bread, usually a flatbread. And other times I like to add an egg as well, just for that added umami flavor. All in all, these dishes last me about 5 to 6 days, so I would say it was a job well done, and I will definitely be sharing with you guys new meal prep ideas. If you guys have any recipes you'd like to see, just let me know.